home from work about 4. I left early.
Yeah.
And watched from 4 to 6. I don't know what it is about those Europeans, man, but like, they just all step up their game when it comes to the Ryder Cup.
Well, if you look at the statistical stats, throughout the whole board, they're better putters. I mean, just statistically speaking, they're better putters.
Well, that's kind of what I would say it kind of comes down to, man. Every time those guys have a clutch putt, somebody would make it.
Absolutely. Aber, Rory. Well, Rory missed a few, but
yeah, he made 3 in a row there before he missed that 118.
yeah, lippy.
But then our guy, was it Cantley, that rolled one around from 3 feet? He stood over that putt a long time. I was like, I don't like it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was like, are we going to go to commercial break here?
Yeah, like you could tell he couldn't get it right in his mind's eye.
Mm-hmm.
Or the pressure, I don't know which.
I'm sure it's that pressure.
Yeah.
Probably because he's wearing a hat. You know he doesn't like wearing a hat.
Yeah, is that true?
Yeah, well, he doesn't like wearing a hat. Just joking, because of the controversy over in Rome last year. Saying that he wouldn't wear a hat because they don't pay him for it.
He said that?
Yeah.
Oh man, some of these guys are.
Yeah, I mean, it's just unbelievable. But there again, I mean, we foster a culture in this country where it's about individualism.
Yeah.
Putting, 18 hole, a score on the card for 18 holes, not hole by hole, right? I mean, there's not a lot of, like, if I asked your son or even you, how many times do you go out and play match play with somebody?
Never.
Correct, right? Over in Europe, that's the way they play. They play match play all the time. That's the favorite way of playing over there. So you compete against a person every time compared to a course. It's a whole different mindset, I think.
Yeah.
And they just seem to get along better too. Like when you watch those Euros, they're like, hey, let's go have fun. Yeah, singing songs, how are you doing,
sure.
buddy?
They're all from certain countries, right? So it's like, let's the little guy against the big guy.
Mm-hmm.
We can put our differences aside.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's funny. I remember that one year when, I don't remember which captain it was, but he put Mickelson and Tiger on the same team. And this was at the height of the rivalry. And they couldn't put their differences aside, right? They couldn't do it.
Yeah, how
still
so?
do it. On paper, they should never lose.
Never lose.
Right?
That should just be a dominant team.
But no, egos matter more.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's just but it's not nothing against it. I mean, it's to be what we call American exceptionalism, individualism.
Yeah.
Being to yourself, which is
You don't
good
just-
in that
you don't
position.
just-
But when it comes to Ryder Cup,
Yeah, you don't just flip the switch, right?
no, you can't. Not in a week.
The one I remember the most was when Azinger was captain, and he was the first one to use either the Myers-Briggs or Briggs-Myers personality.
Yeah.
Which I had to take that at work, and I'm telling you, Tim, that freaking thing knew me better than I knew me.
Yeah.
I was amazed at how deep it went down into what my insecurities were, and
Absolutely.
it was amazing, right? So Paul Azinger used that to figure out how to pair, and we dominated them.
Absolutely. You got to have the same personalities and why we went away from that, I have no idea. Maybe the guys found it too, because I've never heard about how detailed the report is or whatever it is. That's the first time. But maybe it's just the guys are uncomfortable with it in today's social media age. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That stuff leaked out somewhere. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Starting to warm up here a little bit. The only thing I kind of see here just a little bit, okay, and it's nothing, at least what I kind of see here, just a little over the topper.
All right.
Okay, just a little bit, but this guy's a little outlier right here, but most of them kind of staying in the 1s or 2s. Okay, not the worst. I still like to see a positive. Okay, but that's the only thing I kind of see right there. So let's go grab the 5 wood here.
All right.
And take a look at it, okay? Okay, so I would probably venture to guess, if it's anything like we did before, right? If we're hitting the 5 wood bad, it's probably kind of low.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what we kind of combated for that, right, was that we got that angle of attack a little bit more down at it, right?
Mhm.
Keeping that right wrist a little bit more angled down there.
Yep.
So we'll take a look at it on this one, but if I had to make a guess, we're probably coming in a little flat,
Yeah.
like this. So let's take a look at it and see how we're doing, okay? Not a height issue there.
Some of them actually have been striking them pretty well, but they go pretty far right.
He'll hit the ball off the hill sometimes because he like kind of comes around it sometimes.
Okay.
That'll be
Okay.
something he fights.
Okay. Well, we did see a little bit of an over-the-top move on some of the other ones. So let's see, starting to get more of a positive club path here. 5-wood. Let's just kind of see what the average height is.
Oh, there you go.
Hey Siri, 26 yards is how many feet?
Looks good.
So we'll take a look at the video here on this one real quick, but I just want to take a look at the numbers here, okay? So the height that I'm seeing here, that's on par for what we need to kind of have. We want to be in that 70 range with the 5-wood, okay? Somewhere
Okay.
around there, okay? Angle of attack's good. I'm not seeing, you know, kind of early release as far as what I can see with the numbers. Total 180. That's probably a pretty good 5-wood if I would make a guess. Club head speed up to 83. Path was positive, face was negative, very good. Angle of attack down. Spins right there about where we want it to be. Pretty good stuff right there. Let's take a look on the video here and see if we see anything kind of glaring. How did that one feel for you though, partner?
Good. I think I hit a little bit behind it.
A little bit behind it. Okay.
Mhm.
Let's take a look and see. All right, so we're going to take this off. Boom. So let's start from position to position.
Looks like my club's getting a little bit inside.
All right, where's your head?
In front of the ball.
Where's John at?
He's behind the ball.
Okay, so there is where we are losing height. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Our head's getting ahead of the ball, so we're getting that reverse pivot again that we
Mhm.
kind of talked about, right? Got to get that head back behind, okay? And you can see from this angle, okay? Right? Here's your spine.
Yeah.
Here's the spine. Okay, so that's a big start right there. So let's continue on through, okay? Okay. A definite lift
Yeah.
and over rotation, right?
Yeah.
Okay?
Over rotation with the shoulders or the hips?
Both, to be honest with you. Everything's over rotating. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because he's kind of like, if I looked at it on the video, it's kind of like this. Because you see how much I can see his I think, right shoulder here, right? He's kind of like this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so at that point, what am I going to do? I'm going to lose this angle of my wrist.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I've got to do. I've got to start moving something that way.
To get clearance so your hips and everything can come
Correct, because I'm here. I can't really push or push off.
Yeah.
So I've got to get this guy starting, and then I'm kind of like this.
back. Yeah, which when that happens, then
Yeah.
Right, yes. So belly's got to stop, the hands got to take over, and then we get that kind of look, right? That the arms are coming here, belly stops, and then we're frozen. Okay, and that comes right back to that reverse pivot that we've been working very hard on. I mean, the two things that we've worked extremely hard with you on is trying to get rid of that reverse pivot and trying to maintain that angle. And I think 1 and 2 relate to each other. Okay, so if we can turn back behind that ball, I think it makes it easier in the world of probability to maintain that angle. Okay? Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's do this. Let's go back to what we originally did a while back, right? I want you to turn and look at the camera and then look at the screen, okay?
All right.
Getting used to that, okay? All right, because the shoulders have over-rotated there so much, everything's got to stop to catch up, and then it's just way back behind it.
Yeah.
Okay. Really good follow through as far as the arms are concerned, but I'd like to have that head a little bit more where it needs to be.
Yeah.
So if we see John here, all right, good, good, good. See how it doesn't back up nearly as much?
Yeah.
Okay, you've got a little bit more forearm rotation, but I like that you're keeping your arms extended. That's really good right there. Okay, we just got to get rid of that reverse pivot, okay, partner?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go back, swinging that way and swinging this way. And that gets really dicey when we start talking about clubs with flatter faces like woods.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, shorter backswing.
All right.
Shorter. Make it feel like it's a half swing for you. There you go, better. Turns it down. All right. I want you to turn to the camera. I want you to feel like you're just swinging hip high here.
Okay.
Better. Okay. Keep going, big guy. So, let's take a look. Come on in here.
Yeah.
So. Okay. You got to get it over here. Okay, see how as you kind of go, you want to get your head going this way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, as far as a hip high turn, that's much more where I'd like you to be.
Yeah.
Okay. So what that feeling is, that short feeling to you, that's where a full swing would be.
Okay.
Okay. See where I can see just a little bit of your back shoulder here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Where we see in the video over here, I see a lot of that going
Yeah.
on. Okay. Now the other thing is because your head is moving this way, your hips over rotating.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because he's not putting pressure into the ground this way. Okay, so if I kind of do this, right, if I kind of go, see how that opens up?
Yeah.
Okay, if I get more like this, okay, I'm pushing into the ground and I'm pushing that hip back behind me, backing up. It's not just rotate. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay, so it's definitely got to be that feeling, right? And this is kind of what we used to do as kids, and maybe this works for you, right? Take a club, put it against your hips right here, okay? And then I want you to take your right hand and push it back.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
For you, it'd be kind of like this.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? You just kind of over-rotate that a little bit, and the head goes this way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here, and I want to feel like that head goes this way, over my right thigh. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's put that on in there and just try to get that movement pattern, okay? We're trying to get a little less hip rotation. There you go, okay? There you go. Good, set up again, go ahead, go. There you go. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
once again. There you go. There you go. Allow your head to go back. Okay.
Okay.
All right, good. There you go. Okay. But let's try with the club though, just a little bit. Okay. I just want to kind of do this a little bit. So when I see you get here and you're pushing it back, but it's like this. You see how far that club's back away from you?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to feel like this is still connected to me. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Okay. I don't want it to be like this.
Yeah.
Okay. So I want it to be like I just kind of push it up and back. Right? Up and back. Okay. There you go. Up and back. Right? There you go. Good. Good. Okay. Do it again. Now tell me, where do you feel your weight on your foot?
On my right heel, towards on the outside part instead of inside.
Okay, we need to start feeling that on the inside a little bit, right?
Okay.
Okay, because once that weight gets over, right, it's no good.
Mhm.
Okay, set up again for me. Good. So give me a wider stance. Now give me that turn. Where do you feel your weight now?
Yeah, that's more on the inside.
There you go. Okay, so we got a little bit of a bad setup there, don't we?
Mhm.
Okay, let's do it again. Where do we feel our weight?
Inside.
You feel that foot wanting to turn out now,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, there we go. Okay. All right, so once I start to feel that, it braces this hip. But once I start to feel this weight over here, then you're over, yeah. It's not a lot, right? The naked eye's not gonna see it, but once we see it on camera, it's gonna make a big difference, doesn't
Yeah.
it? Okay, keep doing it, okay? That's the big thing we've got to work on, is getting that reverse pivot up. There you go. You see how much less that turn is now?
Yeah.
Okay. The big thing is now you can see this nice crease in his groin area right there that he's creating. You feel that?
Mhm.
Okay. That's good. Yeah, that's a little too much, isn't it? Right? Okay. There you go. Okay. It's only going to turn about 45 degrees.
Mhm.
Okay. Think about that. There you go. Good. There you go. Good. Good. Feel that right foot wanting to turn out, right?
Yep.
Okay, that's going to be a key moment for us. Good. Good. All right, so now what I want you to do is I want you to take the club, put it across your chest. Okay? And let's try to put that field together now, right? And I want to try to get rid of this reverse pivot.
Mhm.
Go ahead and set up. I feel like you're getting that hip back where you need it to be, right? There you go, good. Okay? Again. Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. Yep. There you go. You feel that?
Mhm.
Good. Hips have turned to about 45 degrees. Our shoulders have turned to 90.
Mhm.
Great job. I was pretty good at geometry too.
Yeah, your geometry.
Love geometry. Geometry is fun. I can see the angles in my mind. There you go. Okay. So let's come on over here. Let's go take a look. All right, let's take a look at this guy. Right, so as we go, right, that's where we're at the top of our old swing.
Yep.
Okay, you can see that the hip is over rotated. It's kind of like our hip's kind of done more, instead of this, it's kind of done this,
Yeah.
right? So let's take a look at this guy now, okay? Come on now. All right, so here we go. All right, watch your head in relationship to that wall.
Mhm.
If we look over there, you're going into that black area there.
Yeah.
Okay? And this one, we're moving away from it. All right? And now look at your spine. Okay? Now the big thing is we got to make sure, okay, a little bit, looks like there's a little bit of a hip rotation here, a little bit. So need to make sure that we feel like that right foot wants to turn out on us.
Okay.
Okay, so we really got to feel like we're pressing into that ground, okay, feeling like we're going to turn that out. Okay, and that's going to stop that hip from over rotating.
Mhm.
Okay, but that's where we want to kind of have our spine and our head right there.
All right.
Okay, so we just need to kind of keep practicing this.
Mhm.
Okay, you gotta keep working on it because it's something that I'm sure you don't feel at all. You feel
Yeah,
like it's
no.
probably natural, right? But we got to get that point to where we really feel like we're turning behind that ball, getting our head behind it,
Mhm.
and going. Okay. All right. So for you, let's think about this. If you were a person that was chopping wood, right? You would be doing this. You'd get your head here, right? You get your head leading, right? And then you would swing and go,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's the opposite, right? We want to kind of feel like we're here, right? Keeping our head up against that wall. And then as I come into impact, my head's going to work back away from it just a little bit.
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, so do me a favor here. Just do me a favor. Take a club, feel like you're chopping wood. Feel like there's a big oak tree right here. Give me kind of a swing right there. Uh-huh, right? If you were going to hit something, right?
Mhm.
Your head moves back behind it, okay? But you don't really move your head forward of it either, right?
Yeah.
It stays on that line. You turn behind whatever object you're going to do, and then as you come into impact, we slowly make that transition from our head turning behind us and our hands going ahead of us.
Mhm.
Okay? And give me a little flex in that left arm. It looks so straight and rigid as you get back.
Okay.
Okay? Better. Where's this over the top move coming from here now? Come on now. All right, you good? Good. Okay. Good, right? Do it again. Okay, I want you to feel like you're taking a hip high swing, turning your head behind that ball. Yes. That's a nice compact swing. That's what we're looking
Mhm.
for. That's consistency right there. There you go. Let's grab the 5-wood here.
All right.
Okay, I think it's right over here. Now we don't need to kill it,
Yep.
okay? But we need to get used to getting our head to turn more behind it, getting our hip not to over-rotate, okay? And then feeling like our head's behind that ball as we get to impact. a little
Yeah.
bit, okay? Good. And our swing thought for right now is just, I want you to feel like you're swinging up to about hip high,
Okay.
okay? Shorten it up a little bit. Good. Okay? Let's do 4 balls here, okay? And then give me an honest assessment, what you're feeling, what you're thinking, and all that stuff, okay? Give me 4 swings. Two more. One more here. So that one sounded pretty good right there.
Mhm.
Okay? Right, so honest assessment. Give me an honest assessment of what you're thinking and what you're feeling on that.
It felt a lot better. Felt I was definitely getting my weight on the inside of my foot.
Okay.
I don't know. I think my head is still definitely a little like I have a hard time like turning my head off the ball. A little bit more. I'm very rigid. And also, I mean, I've known this for a while, but like the face on this club is kind of like open at rest. And it's like I don't know if it's like the different lighting in here, but I like really notice it right now. I don't
Okay.
know. I mean, you could take a look at it. It's kind of open.
Okay. I've got a 3-wood just like this. So
Mhm.
take a look and see. Well, there's a lot of loft on it. I'd say that. There's a lot of loft on it. Yeah, I mean, it does seem to have a little bit of a left or an open bias to it a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
Just
that
just
close-
just tells me that I need to close the face a little bit more. That's all. That impact a little bit, but.
Okay.
But I think, you know, as far as other things are concerned, really, what I'm, you know, we're going to take a look at the thing. What I like is that with the idea of just swinging to about hip high, we're getting to about here with the swing, which is good, okay? Because I don't want to get to the point where I'm like this, lifting and getting my spine to over-rotate and come through, okay? So getting that idea of swinging up to hip high, it's really getting you to about shoulder high, okay? Now the other thing is making sure that we're getting our head behind the ball. Okay, and it's tough. I get it. You know, as a player that's still learning this game, it's tough to feel like I can turn my head off the ball and not come back to it. Right?
Yeah.
We get a little too ball bound. Like if I get away from that ball, and especially in tension situations, we really get ball bound, right? But we got to get used to that that idea that when I get here, I'm kind of looking at the ball at the bottom part of my eyes a little bit, just kind of being aware of where it is. And then getting in here, and then to me, I'm actually, as I get here, as I think about it, my eyes are looking over here. Okay, but my perception is I know where the ball is out of the corner of my eye.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm not really worried about, you know, where that ball is going to be. For you, it's kind of like this. Does that make sense? Okay, and it's tough. I'm not going to say that's an easy thing to get to, but the more that you can kind of, you know, if I just kind of did this, I kind of go, just kind of turn my head back a little bit and then come back and through, you'll get a good sense of how that ball's still going to be there, right? Once again, right? So if I just kind of let the head kind of go, the ball's there. And come through, okay? I don't need to worry about where the ball's at,
Yeah.
okay? It's going to stay there. It's going to remain there. As long as I turn around my spine, I should be able to do that. I think I hit two of the same. Maybe we should play like that.
I think that club is super forgiving and just easy to hit.
Yes.
Like, not his older brother, not the one that played, but the other one.
Mm-hmm.
He hits that thing like 240 yards, man.
Wow. Why would you even need a driver?
I know.
Well, I mean, holy cow.
But like,
Okay.
all four of us can take that club to the driving range and hit it well. It's just an easy club to hit. I don't know how to explain it.
So what I'm seeing here in these practice swings here a little bit is I'm seeing that right foot doing this.
Okay.
Okay, got to get that foot turning into it, right? Getting that head. There you go. Okay, there you go. You can push off something. There you go. Keep going, partner. Okay, good. There you go. Okay, keep that weight on the inside of that foot. Feel like that foot wants to turn out. There you go. Okay, feel like we're hip high. Good. Okay. So do me a favor here. You're going to give me a full swing here. Not worried about the ball,
All
but
right.
you're going to turn your head as much as you turn your club.
All
Okay.
right.
It's tough, isn't it?
Yeah.
I get you. I get you. Okay. Uh-huh. Your club came back to the same position, didn't
Yeah.
it? Right? Okay, good. Again.
Oh, I didn't do it there.
It's okay. You did better than you think. I can tell you that. There you go. Okay? There you go. Do that again. I'd much rather you take practice swings right now doing that. That gets you turning behind the ball than your head going in front of it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep going. Give me a couple swings there. Okay. And then we're going to put a couple balls in there and you're going to do the drill. Get confident with it. There you go. Good. Again. Good. All right. Good. Let's do the drill. Oh shit, that's so much better. So much better there, pal. Let's take a look at that one online.
All right.
Right? Probably felt uncomfortable as all get out, right?
Yeah.
That's the most I've seen you turn behind the ball. Okay? Look, you keep your angle too.
Yeah.
Right? Head's kind of falling back just a little bit, but if I looked at Joaquin Neiman, he'd be doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay? Right? If I could get you to kind of stop right here though,
Yeah.
right? You got a lot of shoulder rotation, a lot of hip rotation. You got movement there, right? But the big thing is now you're turning behind the ball. Okay? So I kind of go to this guy. Let's see if I can see the video or not. No? I don't want to see the video. Oh, maybe it does. Maybe I just go here. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. See how your head's this way on this frame right here? Let's go here. This one. There. That's a whole different head position.
Yeah.
That's totally different. Okay? Let's take a look at John here and what he does in relationship to it. Turning behind the ball at least. Okay? Gonna get more height, we're gonna get more distance. A lot more good stuff starts to happen. Okay? Do it again for me, okay? Please. Okay. Feel like you're swinging it up to hip high. And a little left.
Yeah.
That's okay. One more time for me, please. Okay. Swinging up to where it feels like it's about hip high, okay? Good. So, give me a couple practice swings here. Okay, don't worry about the ball. Give me a couple practice swings and let's just go to normal mode, okay?
Okay.
All right, let's try to take that drill out and try to put a little focus into what we're doing, okay? Do you feel like your head turned back there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Give me my question to you every time. Okay, do you feel like you've swung to hip high there?
No.
Okay.
probably not.
All right, hip high. Turn your head behind it. Perfect. There we go again. I like that length of swing right there. That's really good. All right, good. All right, turn your head behind the ball. Okay, a little long with the swing there again, okay? Feel like we're hip high. Perfect. There you go. Okay. Give me 4 swings, okay? And then, did you bring a little something to drink? Let you have a little drink of water, okay?
All right.
Any questions right now, big guy?
No.
How does it feel?
Good.
So, give me one more here. There you go. Good swing right there. Okay. All right, so how's it feeling overall?
Good. I just, on those ones that went left, I got flippy, and then on that last one, I really focused on keeping the, like, kind of keeping it feeling open.
Okay. I like the idea, for me, I like the idea that I'm really enhancing the idea of swinging out to the right a little bit. That's
Okay.
going to keep that face open just a little bit for me. If I feel like I'm swinging left, then I'm going to close it a little bit. Does
Yeah,
that make
right.
sense? Okay. Seeing some really good things here, okay? Starting to get our height to where it needs to be. Like we talked about, we want to have it in the 70s. You're kind of in the 60s, 40s, somewhere around there with the 5-wood a little bit every once in a while. So getting that height up is good, okay? Angle of attack's getting better, okay?
Yeah.
That's what I want to kind of see. I want to see at least, 3 or 4 down, okay, for us. We're starting to see a little bit, it's like 1.5 and stuff like that. And that's when we start to get that early release a little bit. Club head speed's coming on up, man. Pretty good job right there. Path is doing good. I like that. Face is just a little bit closed to it, what it is, but good stuff right there. Okay. Why don't we, if we don't have any questions about the 5-wood, are we feeling confident about what we're doing now?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's grab the driver.
All right.
And for the remaining time that we have, we'll work on that. How's that sound? Okay.
Good.
We want to continue to do the same things that we're doing, right? We want to make sure that we're turning behind the ball. We want to make sure that we're not over rotating our hips or our shoulders. Okay, so we want to feel like, for us, right, our stop gap is feeling like we kind of swing up to hip high or rib high. We're going to get a lot higher than that, right? But I want us to kind of have that sense that I'm stopping like right here, so,
Yeah.
okay, instead of getting like that. And then your head starts going this way. It's going to over
You
rotate.
said 45 on hips, 90 on shoulders?
Yep. That's what we want to kind of have. So, there's amazing little apps out there now that can kind of calculate that stuff for you. So, you kind of get like a little app or something like that and just kind of see, hey, that's, 60% of rotating with your hips. You're over rotating. But the big thing is if we can get rid of the reverse pivot that allows that to go and pressing into that ground and feeling like a foot's going to turn out, that gets that hip moving back and up instead of just over rotating.
Yeah, I know. When he was doing that, all I was doing was looking at his right foot.
Yeah.
And
Right foot's jumping
it's
around
been a
a lot.
struggle for him since day one, right? Where he tends to want to roll the ankle over as opposed to.
Yeah, so he likes to kind of do this, right?
Yeah.
He gets kind of like that. I see this going on where I really want to kind of feel, I want to see more of this, okay? More like if I put like a little disc underneath my foot and
The
I'm
build
doing
comes
this.
in and the toe goes out.
Correct,
Really?
correct. It's that torque that we're
Yes.
trying to go for right
Yeah.
there.
Will this tee be high enough?
I don't know. I'm not hitting it.
Probably not.
How about this guy?
That looks better.
There we go. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. All right, let's switch this on over. All right, driver's going to be the same thing, right? I need you to turn behind it. Need a little bit of a shorter backswing here.
All right.
Okay, feeling like we're swinging out towards that second baseman. Let's see how we do here. Well, we got some height on that one. Try a little bit of an early release with the hands if I had to make a guess. All right. Set up for me. Stay still, please. Good position right there. Get on behind you real quick. Maybe a little too far back.
All right.
Okay, let's try to get our heel a little bit closer to this heel closer to the line. There we go, good. And move everything back.
Yep.
Everything in relationship to it, okay?
Yep.
Good. Now I'm just gonna kind of move that back just a little bit, get out of your way. All right, let's see how we do there, okay? Got our low point a little bit better, but we're still ahead of the ball a little bit.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
So his angle of attack or his low point is 2 inches ahead of the ball. Okay, so that means that he's
You
coming.
should be hitting on the outside.
Correct, correct. So it tells me that he's getting, we're going to take a look, probably getting the head maybe too far ahead of the line, right? As he comes through and then probably coming back a little bit. So we're going to see if he's turning back behind the ball and staying behind the ball. Okay,
So that's one thing I've been working on with this club. A couple weeks ago I was hitting it very far right, and my dad noticed I was kind of like that, like on the upswing probably too much. So I've been working on trying to hit it on the upswing while staying in this like neutral position instead of like that.
So here's the thing. So do that swing that you just did. No, I mean, kind of hold it where it was,
Oh,
what
okay.
you were kind of doing. Okay, I want to kind of show you something. No. So go ahead and just leave it there, okay? And what I see here, when you're coming through here, even practicing, right, is I see you come through impact and it's this,
Yeah.
okay? The shaft should never be ahead of the head at impact,
Okay.
okay? That is a downward attack, right?
Yeah.
If I had an iron in my hand, that's how I want to hit it.
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
More like this, okay? So let me go grab this thing real quick. And I'm sure we've done this drill before, right? But I'm going to get this here. Okay? So just watch what I kind of do here, guys. So if I kind of grab that, right? So if I look at what he was just doing, okay, and I look at my angle of attack and it's down, okay, that tells me that when we're getting into impact, it's like this,
Yeah.
okay? You can see that would be a downward blow, okay? I want to get to the point where I get to impact and I'm like this. Do you see where I'm at there?
Yeah.
Okay. Keeping my hands in line with the ball or maybe behind it. Okay. I'm going to feel a lot more weight transfer on my back foot as I come through here. And that's going to give me the chance as I get here, right, to really jump and lift up.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's going to get my angle of attack behind the ball. Okay. For you, it's like this and it's down. Okay. We've got to get used to the idea that boom. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to let you kind of set up there. I'm going to put this right here, okay? And I want you to feel like the club, as you get an impact, the shaft is neutral with that club head, okay? Don't kill it, but just, yeah, you feel where you're at there?
Yeah.
Okay, again. Yeah, okay, see how you, now when I look at, do it again, okay, and hold it. Now when I look at you, your left arm and shaft make a complete straight line.
Yeah.
Okay? Whereas before, like that.
Yeah.
Okay? Good. Once again. So for you, right, or the idea, it almost feels like we're backing up a little bit.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? You feel that weight on that back foot as you're coming through, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Does that make sense, Don? Okay, do it again for me, okay? All right, and that's the feeling that we want to kind of have. That's what we want to try to replicate right there. So in our mind, when we're practicing and we're doing stuff, I would get something like this and just kind of do it. It doesn't have to be anything amazing, just something that kind of gets me to feel that kind of release, or almost it's not, but it almost feels like a flip. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right? But it's going to get your weight more on that right side a little bit as we transition to hit up a little bit, okay? Instead of being on the left foot.
All right.
All right, once again. Okay. Good Get those hands back just a little bit, okay? There you go. Okay? All right, you see how the club's wanting to work up at this point now?
Mhm.
Okay, good. All right. Give me a swing, my man, and let's take a look at it, okay? We want to feel like we're getting that shaft in a neutral position at impact, or a little bit behind. Fine, Fred. Okay, starting to work on that low point. Getting better. Once again, we're getting away from what we kind of talked about in the previous session, or the previous part of our session here, right? You see how your spine's starting to go towards the target, right? That's going to lead us to go forward, right? Which is going to get our angle of attack ahead of the ball. You get back here, but you're losing an angle. Just a little bit, okay? But it's just this forward movement, right? If I take a look at,
So that's the reverse pivot again.
yes, yes, that's the reverse pivot, unfortunately, yes. Take a look at the column here. All right, so if we kind of look at his head compared to yours. All right, it's pretty obvious there, right? Okay, so we've got to kind of work on that, okay? Okay? All right, so do me a favor here. Don't worry about what we were kind of working there before, okay?
Alright.
But I want you to kind of focus on here. Let's not worry about the ball.
I know.
I want you to focus on getting your head over your right thigh, okay? Better, okay? We're going to exaggerate this thing until we start to get a feel for it. Good.
Let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
When should his head move to his right, whatever you said? Because it looked to me like he was almost fully swung or wound up and then moves his head.
Yeah, so it's got to work together.
Yeah,
right.
that's
It's
what I'm
got to
getting.
work together, right? So it can't be one of those things like my arm goes here and then I turn my head.
Yeah.
It's got to be as my shoulders go, my head kind of moves with it. Okay, and that's where I want to kind of be. I don't want to kind of do anything where it's kind of like,
Yeah.
right?
That's what it looked to me like what he just did.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of one of those things. It's a new move, and he's trying to force to learn it a little bit. But we need to kind of get to the idea, right? So as I kind of go, I'm going to get behind you here a little bit, right? So as you slowly go,
Yeah.
there you go. Okay, it's an unsettling feeling to begin with, right?
Mhm.
Good. Okay, but you can see that with all these guys, okay, all I want you to do is focus on the bill of his cap. Okay, focus on the bill of his cap. Right? See how the bill of the cap now, when he gets to about the top of the swing, is over here.
Mhm.
Okay, your bill of the cap would be like right here.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Okay. It's just got to be one of those things, and I think if we kind of put the club across our chest, right, and get everything to move together, right, and maybe have somebody put a hand against our head as we do this, right. So put your club across your chest a little bit. Okay. All right. Go ahead. There you go. Good. Okay. So maybe here's a little thought right here. So go ahead, set up for me. Okay. Good. You see where you got your head?
Mhm.
Start now. Good. Okay, once again. Go ahead and now start in neutral position. Good. No. Neutral position. There's the head. Now turn. Good. Restart. Okay, so you are looking at the ball out of your left eye a little bit.
Mhm.
You see that?
Yeah.
Okay, now go. Turn that head. There you go. Good. All right. Looking at the ball of our left left eye. Okay? Yep. Okay? Better. There you go, good. Better.
I think it was Jack Nicklaus where I saw a video where he talked about, or maybe he talked about, that when he got set up, the last thing he did was just a little bit of a twist.
Yeah.
And how he would look out
Yeah.
the corner of his left eye.
Absolutely.
That was like his little cheat code or something.
Absolutely. He was a left eye dominant guy, which helped him a little bit there. But the thing I see here with him, with his setup, is he kind of gets his neck like this a little bit as he kind of starts. And then as he kind of goes, his head and neck follow that motion continuing as he goes like this.
Yep.
So all I want to try to do is get his head a little bit better and kind of turn just a little bit so he feels like he's got his eye more here, so as he turns, it's a little bit easier for him to turn. Now, once he gets used to that move, we can probably get away from that, right? But right now, we just got to make that big exaggeration to make that happen, okay? Because from what I'm seeing of everything I'm seeing here, is just a big reverse pivots come back to visit us, okay? All right, good. Good. There you go, okay? You got to feel like your head's a little bit, let's just say closed. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Okay, and now just have your shoulders and head kind of move together a little bit here as you go down. Yeah, perfect. Okay? All right, so if I kind of did this, just put that right there on you. Now turn. See where the bill of the cap is? That's where we want to be. Once again. Okay? There you go. All right. Now I'm over exaggerating that thing by getting your head there, but I do see that you have the tendency to get your head this way.
Okay.
Okay. There. Okay. Feel like you're more over here. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Go for me now. All right. There you go. Okay. Feel that bill of the cap turning for you a little bit. You kind of see it a little bit. Okay. Yeah. All right. Do that again for me. And hold it. This is where the ball will be. Look how much you're turning back behind it. Okay? Really good stuff. Okay? Let's keep going, okay? Turn your head a little bit. There you go. Good. Does that feel a lot different for you?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay? There you go. Okay, good. Good. Okay. Okay. There you go. Good. Once again, set up. There you go. Okay. Good. Good. Okay. Allow that head to turn a little bit. Okay, allow it to turn. Let it get behind the ball. Okay. There you go. You see the shoulders and head moving there?
Yeah.
All right, turning back behind that ball. Okay, you don't want it going ahead of the ball. Okay. Kind of moving a little bit off the ball now, but that's okay. We got to get behind it to start figuring that feel. There you go. Okay. Now, try to make sure that we feel like that right foot wants to turn out a little bit on me on this turn, okay? Do that for me. Okay, good. Good place to stop right there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do that one more time for me, please. Put this right there. Good. There you go, good. Okay. Do it again. There you go, okay? Allow that chin to go. There you go, good. Yep. Again. Yep. All right, feel that chin and that head moving. All right, turning back behind that ball, good. Turn and stop for me. Okay. Give me some body checks here. You feel where your weight is in your right foot there?
Yep.
Okay.
Heel inside.
Okay. Now the other thing is, go ahead and do it one more time for me. Okay. Feel that head turn. right? You're not over rotating your shoulders now.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't see, 60% of your right shoulder back there. I'm only seeing like 10%.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so everything's staying a little bit tighter.
Yeah.
Okay, one more time for me, partner. Okay. Yes. Okay, you see where that shaft is in relationship to the one on the ground?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, it's
like
over.
parallel.
Right. Okay. If I were to take a look at the other ones that we had, okay, all right, if this were my, right here, this would be what it would look like for you.
Yeah.
You see where that's at?
Mhm.
Okay, it's not even close to that, right? So if we just kind of get in this position here, okay, and then just try to get this shaft to match the one back over here, right? You see everything has to move back over here,
Yeah.
okay? Now, I do like the one where we kind of look at the camera, swing through, okay? Let's keep working on that a little bit. But the big thing is as you turn, right, make sure this shaft gets parallel to the one on the ground. Boom.
Yeah.
Allow your head to feel like it's over here,
Mm-hmm.
okay? If I feel like I can look towards the fairway and not back behind the fairway, then I'm probably doing a reverse pivot,
Yeah.
right? Or something like that. So get that thing and then turn, okay? Get that shaft parallel to the one on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's, my head's got to follow what my shoulders do,
Yeah.
okay? But once I start to kind of do this, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Is this your? No. That's it. They all start looking alike. Okay. Let's keep going. Give me a couple more here. Good. A little wider stance with our driver. There you go. Good. Okay. Yes. Okay. So Don, come on over here and take a look. All right. So you can see when he does this, shaft is parallel to the ground right there, head's behind it. Okay, let's do it again. We're going to figure out how to not have so much of a move off, but we've got to get that head behind, okay?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. That's kind of more where we need to kind of be.
Okay.
Okay? Good. Good. Okay. Let's take a look at Colin here. Just make sure that we're doing it right. All right, so there's his head. Okay. So we got to kind of figure out just a little bit, right? When I kind of see you a little bit, the head's kind of moving a little bit this way now. Okay? We just got to kind of figure out how do I keep those shoulders turning, right? And get the head to kind of rotate in that hub a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But we got to get you turning behind the ball.
Yeah.
That's important. Okay? Set up again for me real quick. Then I'll let you hit a driver or two. Okay, good.
Sorry.
There, no, you good. There you go. Good, good. Better. There you go. There you go. Okay, got it. Okay, one more time. There you go. Okay. So let's do this, okay? Let's hit about 4 balls and try to keep that feel, okay? Feel like we're turning behind that ball, okay? Any questions right now, guys? Anything I can answer for you? Don?
No. Could you set up the tee on like this side? I don't know why, but like the wall being like.
Yeah,
it
no
messes
problem.
with me.
No problem.
Have you hit the wall yet?
No, but if you look like, I don't know, I feel like I'm too close. I know I'm not, but.
Oop, 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 oop. There we go.
Come on.
Come on, baby.
Get out of the groove, out of the valley.
Let's There we go. All right, get yourself lined up to that. Good. Fine.
I'm getting under it.
Yep, yep. Okay, but let's see if we're getting behind it. Okay,
I think I did.
I'm pretty sure you did. Okay, you got behind it. Okay,
It's like a delay though.
it is like a delay, right? It's like everything goes.
Then all of a sudden,
right? We got to get that head to kind of, that chin and head to kind of move together a little bit. Okay, and that's just going to be work right there. And then you can kind of see
Lift.
right? Just straight lift.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
So Tom, like as you're taking a club away, your head can move with it.
I know. Yeah.
And you're like taking it away, take it away, and then your head moves.
Yeah.
All right. So it's like the arms slowly pull the head back for you.
Yeah.
Right? Instead of it kind of working as tangent. Right? If we take a look at Colin here, right, as he takes it back, you can see right, there's not a ton of movement in the beginning, but there's slight, you can see it ever so slightly as it goes. And then as he gets into the wall, he works back behind it, right? And as he gets into impact, right, you see how that shaft is pretty well vertical, right? That's going to give him that behind the ball is what we're looking for. Okay. All right, let's keep going with this for a sec. Now the other thing I can kind of tell here a little bit is we got back to where that hip was over rotating there. You can kind of see that there in the video, right? You can kind of see the ankles kind of going in a little bit to allow for that.
Yeah.
Okay, you got to kind of keep that ankle down just a little bit, right? Or keep it planted. I'll see if I see anybody kind of do that. Right, I don't see anybody kind of doing that.
Yeah.
Right, they're keeping that left foot down. Right, if anything, right, what I see from the older players isn't a roll of the left hip or a left ankle in. It's more of heel come up.
Okay.
Right, I mean that's the old players,
Yeah,
right?
right.
But I don't see this, right? Because if I do this, how much is my hip already turned?
A lot.
A lot, right? It's over rotated my shoulder at this point, right?
Yeah.
But if I can kind of feel like I keep that ankle or foot there, right? I create space right here between our feet, right? And this kind of pulls back behind me.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I want you to kind of do here, give me a swing without the ball, okay? But try to feel like you're not having that ankle come in a little bit, but making sure it feels like it's staying on the ground a little bit more, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. See how that shortens up your swing a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and roll your ankle this time.
Yeah.
Right? So try to feel like that left foot is more of an anchor, there you go,
Mm-hmm.
than a drifter.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good. Again. Drifter.
Okay.
You felt it?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, let's see it again. Okay. Better. Okay. The ankle's going to come in a little bit, right? I mean, it's just the natural motion, but I don't want to see the foot coming off,
Mm-hmm.
right? Okay. Try to feel like that left foot staying on the ground on the backswing. Yeah. Now, does your swing feel a little bit shorter because we've done that?
Definitely.
Good. Let's do it again one more time for me, okay? And we'll go over what we need to work on. Good. Okay, so a few things that we need to kind of work on, right? One is definitely going to be getting rid of that reverse pivot that we need to work on, right? From what I see, at least from the woods, right, is that we need to get that shaft, especially with the driver, in a more neutral position than getting down, right? Hitting down on is going to put a lot of spin out to the right, bad things happen, right? Getting ourselves to kind of feel like, as I kind of turn, getting that club across my chest, having something against my right foot here, getting that shaft to match up, okay? My head's going to rotate with there. You can see the bill of my cap rotates, but I don't want to be doing this. I don't want to be throwing my weight over there. I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Okay? So I want to make sure that I'm rotating and turning. My head's going to move just a little bit. It's moving in this direction, okay, as we go, okay? The back of my head would stay on a line, okay? It may come off just a smidge with the driver a little bit more, okay? All right, so it'd be kind of like this, okay? But I don't want to get to the point when we videotape ourselves that my head is a foot away or, 8 inches, okay? So we got to kind of work on that. But the big thing is getting rid of that reverse pivot, right? Making sure that we're turning behind that ball instead of getting ahead of it. That's important, especially with the driver, right? We've got to have that feeling. A few drills that we want to do is definitely the one where we have that on the ground, okay? Something else that we can kind of work on with our angle of attack. Get ourselves like a little object, a little piece of wood, whatever it might be. Doesn't have to be anything fancy, but just kind of take practice swings and feel like our shaft is getting to neutral, okay? Right? You're going to feel a little bit more weight in the back foot here as we go. That's going to be that launching off that we want to go up, right? With the irons, I'm going to be much more this way, pushing into that ground, down and through, and then boom, keeping that chest down and through a little bit more. Right? The driver, I'm trying to get here, and I'm trying to hit up, I'm trying to send that up to the gods. So my weight's got to be a little bit different with that. Okay?
Just curious, what do pros do when they hit their driver off the deck? Do they hit down on it?
Yeah, oh yeah. Anything on the ground, you're hitting down.
Yeah, okay.
So
what would their low point be? Like 1? Maybe 2?
Probably like a 1 because there's so much meat back here.
Yeah.
It would just plane out, right? There's so much technically bounce, you could say, right? But they're definitely, if you're going to hit it off the deck, one thing you're definitely going to do is you're going to hit a cut because you've got to stay on top of the ball, right? If I get underneath it all with that driver, it's fat city, right? So it'd be really tough for me to see somebody move it right to left off the ground with a driver. So most of the time, it's going to be a low squirt cut that comes out. Right? There may be some people that can do that. They're highly more talented than I am, right? But if I'm going to hit something off the deck with a driver, right, I'm probably going to aim a little left, and I'm probably going to have a little bit of an over-the-top swing to make sure that my angle of attack is down and doesn't get under the plane. Does that make sense?
I don't think I've ever tried hitting one off the deck before. I don't want to break my club. So.
No, I mean, but in today's age, like the 3-woods nowadays are so hot that I don't, and now they've got like mini drivers and stuff like that. So I don't,
There's not, people don't really need to anymore.
Not anymore, to be honest with you. And to be honest with you, these new modern drivers are not really conducive. Like the old drivers, you could kind of do that. But these new drivers are so big and so bulky that they're really made to be kind of hit like a punch cut with it, and they're going to get their 280 out of it. We'd be happy with a drive 280 off the deck, but that's kind of like what they do in Chase After 5, par 5s. Any questions there, Don? Anything I can answer for you guys?
Nope. I think it's just getting back to the basics, the fundamentals, right?
Right, back to the fundamentals.
I think the reverse pivot is definitely I think it was definitely worse with like my longer clubs than like it would be if we had like looked at like my 9-iron. But yeah, I definitely gotta work on that.
Yeah, I mean,
like when we go to the driving range, he's only hitting his driver 8 or 10 swings, right? Like 90% of his swings that we've been working on is irons.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So
And you can see that's bleeding into the driver swing now, right? The angle of attack down and stuff like that. So we've got to start working on, I get something like this, as I said. Get yourself like this isn't exactly what I'd have, but put a tee up, right, and then put something in front of it, right, and then I would just kind of hit. Let me jump on in there. I would just kind of, as to start off with, hit small shots and just boom, feel myself swinging up. Right, and that will kind of go back to the idea of when I get you on that thing. If I get neutral right here, I feel a lot of weight on this back calf, this back foot going up. Right? I don't feel a lot of weight on this left side as I'm driving down and through. Okay, so it'd just be kind of like this, a little something like that, and then just kind of, how do I swing up and over that, right? Just a simple, how do I jump up and over that? That's all I would kind of do. And there we go. Right, just something simple. Right, guy in there. Right, so it would just be just as this, right? Small swing. and just how do I get it up and over that?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Just start to get your low point before the ball instead of after it.
Yeah. All right.
Alrighty, guys. You want to
Yeah,
set it
we're-
up for the package and
Yep.
get you signed up for the next set?